What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Tech and Tactical. Today we got something really cool. I just received 3 knives in the mail a couple days ago. One was a Ganzo that I just posted a review on. One is a Kershaw, and then this. I have not been able to put this thing down since I got it. I am just completely blown away with how unique and kind of the feel of this thing. I really, really love it so far. I'm not sure about the utility of this knife as far as carrying it daily. It is quite heavy. Also, the pocket clip, I can't switch it, unfortunately. It's only on one side. I'll show you guys real quick so you can see the spot for it right there. So there are a couple of downsides, but I really, really like this thing. So let's start with some specs like I like to do. And then we'll kind of go from there. So let's break out a ruler. So as far as length, it's coming in right around 8 inches. Looks like almost 8 inches on the dot. And the blade length looks like it's 3.5, but the cutting edge kind of stops right at 3. I'll zoom in so you guys can see what I mean. It does have a bit of a forward finger choil there. Which is actually quite comfy if you want to, choke up and do something, do some fine work. All right, let's back it up and do the weight. Now here's the thing, and the reason why maybe this thing isn't the greatest carry knife. This is even without the pocket clip. By the way, look at how this thing shuts. Beautiful action on this. So it's over 5 ounces. It's reading on my scale 5.38 ounces. So this thing's heavy, and that's without the pocket clip. I don't think the pocket clip weighs that much, but even without the pocket clip, it's, over 5. So it is very, very heavy. Not very, very heavy, but it's heavy. It's on the heavier end of knives that I would want to carry. It is a really great size, and the feel of this knife is fantastic. It's got this cool, textured G10 that has this really neat design. It's got these real proud liners that stick out that I didn't dig at first, but now that I'm using it, I'm kind of getting used to. It's got this cool gold backspacer. I believe it's aluminum. I like to try to give you guys a bunch of great close-ups. That's one of the reasons I do 4K videos, so you guys can kind of really see the knife that you might be considering. Okay, and let's get to the blade, which is just awesome. It says D2 right up here. So they're saying, it's D2 steel. There's the name of the knife, the Hornet. It's got this cool, dodo beak. It's got I guess cleaver blade style, but it almost looks like could be a sheep's foot, but I guess this is technically a cleaver. I love the way that it's sharpened back to that choil. So sharpening this thing should be a breeze. It's all belly. It's all one, angle. I just love it. Got this opening here that I guess can work as a thumb stud, but it's not really. It's kind of hard to open it that way. It's much easier to open this knife with the flipper tab. Really awesome. Awesome detent. Awesome flipper tab. Awesome feel. Super smooth. Let's see what it says online for specs real quick. All right, I got the specs pulled up, so let me give them to you guys real quick. Overall length they're saying is 8 inches, and the blade length is 3.5 inches, which is pretty much exactly the numbers I came up with. So that's good. Cutting edge is 2.875. I think that I came up with 3. In fact, let's break that roller back out. That cutting edge is 3 on the dot, guys, isn't it? Yeah, it's 3 on the dot. So it sounds like that spec is wrong online. Blade width, 1.25. So it does have kind of a hefty width, and I'll get to some more shots of that. Look at that cool, I don't know if you even call it jimping on the spine. All right. I'm sorry, blade width. What was I okay, let's back up. The blade thickness, which is what I was meaning to say, is 0.13. So a nice thick piece of steel. And then the blade width on Blade HQ actually apparently means this way, is 1.25 inches. They're calling the blade style sheep's foot. So they're, I guess, maybe more of a sheep's foot than a cleaver. I don't know. You guys tell me. Comment down below. Blade grind, they're saying, is flat, even though it's kind of a high saber. I guess, there's some disagreement there on what it would be called. Finish. Okay, so they're saying the finish is satin, but let me show you guys something cool that I noticed. The flats are stone-washed. How cool is that? See the stone-washed flat? And then the satin grind. Really, really cool. The way that they did that. So Bestech they're doing some cool stuff right now, and I thought this one was particularly unique. Handle length is 4.5 inches. Handle width or thickness is 0.62, so you do have a decent thick, handle. It really fills your hand nicely. This knife has a really great hand feel, in my opinion. Reverse grip is very comfortable as well. You choke up, it's really nice, really comfortable if I needed to really, dig in and do something. But normally I would hold it this would be the way I would hold it. Really nice little thumb ramp that doubles as, that's how you operate the knife when you're closing it. Is you kind of put your finger up on that. Or you can just let it fall forward on your finger because you've got a flipper tab. So you can just let it fall on your finger and then let it fall shut. What a great little design. All right, let's see if they have any other specs while you guys look at that angle. They're saying weight 5.48 ounces. Like I said and noticed, unfortunately, the pocket clip can only be put the one way. It's right hand pocket tip up. So a lot of you won't care because that's fine. That's what you want. And then some of you, like me, wish that they had just put drilled the other side too, but some of them don't do that. And it is a liner lock, if I haven't mentioned that. Coverage is pretty good. I don't know why I can't get a good... There we go. Coverage is pretty good. Just how I'd want it, really. So let's look at the centering. Centering is almost perfect. Very, very close to perfect. Look at this cool design of this knife. Just a really, really cool design. Country of origin. This is made in China. I don't know for sure, but I think Bestechs are all made... I think it's a Chinese company. I think they might all be made in China, but I don't know for certain. So I don't want to say. And then, of course, D2 blade steel and G10 handle scales. So D2 is cool. I mean, it's really great if it was more corrosion resistant, but D2 is semi-stainless. It doesn't have quite enough chromium to be considered stainless steel. It's, I think, 1% under. I think one or two maybe. So it's not quite stainless, but it does hold a really great edge. People say it's hard to sharpen, but I use that work sharp at this point for everything, so it's not hard for me to sharpen. It's actually, this knife is going to be quite easy to sharpen. I love the angle. I love that choil back here. The hardware is cool. Look at that little hardware piece right there. So on the other side is a regular Torx. You got a couple more Torx here and here. Hopefully they don't free spin. I don't know. I'm not going to take this knife apart anytime soon. It is milled out on both sides somewhat. So you do have some somewhat milled out liners, which is cool. I don't know, guys. I really like this one. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. I really like this one. I can't put it down. This is the only one that I've been using. I got 3 new knives for review. They're not all going to be keepers. Some of them are going to get traded out. But this one I think I'm going to keep. Thanks for coming. Other episode of Tech and Tactical. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to put a link for this down below in the comments. Please use that link. It helps the channel. All right, later on. Here's a quick cut test for you. Haven't really cut anything with this yet. So this is how it came to me. So it will cut paper, but it won't really like push cut. But if you draw cut, it will cut paper. So it's like a 7 out of 10. So I can get it a lot sharper, but that's how it came to me. As I said, it's probably a 7 out of 10 as far as sharpness out of the box. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to put my own edge on it anyway. Here's a little bit of seat belt material for you. Gives me kind of a rough cut. As I said, this is probably a 7 out of 10. But it does cut right through on one, first try. Some regular paracord. Yeah, cuts pretty comfortably through it. I feel like I do like the grind on this. Pulls through pretty nicely. Yep, I got just enough left to do some doubled over. And I cut right through that too. So yeah, pretty happy performance kind of out of the box. The way it's cutting, the way it feels in the hand. Yeah, I really like it. I'll do a full review on this for you guys. Here's some shots of the action for you. Sorry, my dog is snoring in the background. And you can flick it open with the... It's very difficult. Not very difficult, but it's not really meant to be done, I don't think. You really got to dig down in there and... You can push it shut like that.